Hello everybody. I'd like to discuss today calling a friend by an insulting nickname. Gingy, big nose, cushy, black person, dark person. What does Judaism, what does the Halaqa tell us about these things, about these name callings? The Zohar tells us that the Jewish people are holy, and therefore to insult someone by calling them by an insulting nickname is a big punishment. It's certainly a terrible thing to do. The Yavitz says that the issue is because you show that you don't respect this other person. By showing disrespect, you've done a tremendous issa. Everyone was created in the image of Hashem. You saying that this person, you don't respect him and you're making fun of him, is tantamount to making fun of Hashem. We find in a medrash that King David, the great King David, was upset when he was called Ben Yishai, the son of Yishai. Because he said, well, I don't have a name myself, you have to call me the son of Yishai. I have my own name, I'm David. The Sla Kadosh says that it's something that we treat lightly, but we shouldn't do. If you look in the Gemara in Baba Metzia, the Gemara there says that of all the people that go down to hell, there are some that will never come up. 3 that will never come up, says the Gemara. What are these 3 that will never come up from hell? One is that someone who transgresses the terrible issur of having relations with a married woman. Another one is someone who embarrassed someone else in public. And the third is someone who calls someone else by a bad name. See how severe our Torah treats this idea of insulting someone else. What's the difference between the second reason of embarrassing someone in public and the third reason of calling them by a bad name? You could say that the two are really the same. The answer is that even if he is used to it, and he's not going to be embarrassed by you calling him by this bad name, because everyone calls him Big Nose, everyone calls him Blackie. Nevertheless, you still shouldn't call him, because it's not right for you to show this disrespect, even if he doesn't care about it. So some would say that that's only if you're trying to show him disrespect by calling him by that name. In a case where the name is accepted by him and he doesn't feel insulted when he's called by that name, and you calling him by that name is not in order to degrade him in any way, then it would seem that there wouldn't be a problem. The problem is where either he's going to be insulted, or you are, even if he's not going to be insulted, you are doing it in order to degrade him. This is also echoed by the Shulchan Aruch in Choshen Mishpat, that he writes that you're not allowed to embarrass someone else, but that's where you had intention to embarrass them. Where you didn't have intention to embarrass them, then it's not the same issa. The Sefer Torah Lishma was asked if you're allowed to call someone with a big nose, if you're allowed to call him Big Nose. And he answers that it all depends on the time and the place. Like we said, if it's someone that he's not going to be insulted by it, and you're not going to be doing it in order to degrade him, then it would be okay. The problem is when you're trying to degrade him, or he's going to be insulted, even if you don't intend to degrade him. I remember when I was at school, I was at a non-Jewish school, and non-Jews there would call me Manny, making fun of the fact that I was Jewish. Manny Cohen is like a typical Jewish name. So the truth is that I wasn't insulted by being called Manny, and some of my very good friends would call me Manny, and so I wouldn't be insulted by them, and they weren't doing it in order to degrade me. It just after a while became like a nickname. I got out of it afterwards, and no one calls me Manny nowadays. But nevertheless, that would be maybe an example of a nickname that, even though it may sound degrading, the person wasn't degraded by, didn't feel embarrassed by being called by that name. And the people that were doing it also weren't actually doing it in order to embarrass him. Maybe they started like that, but after a while they were friends of mine and they were calling me Manny, and everything was fine. So to summarize this halacha, you have to be careful. Insulting someone, calling them a bad name is a very serious issa compared to having relations with a married woman, God forbid. But the main thing is that the person the person shouldn't be doing it with an intention to embarrass, and the person that you're speaking to shouldn't have intention, shouldn't be embarrassed by or insulted by you calling him by a name. Thank you.